What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Feed Your Fat Face podcast. Look, everybody, Kevin's back.
What's happening, fatties?
You found your keys this week.
I found my keys this week.
I didn't sell you out last week, but I thought
I'd
lead off the episode just...
I really appreciated that, but I knew it was coming.
Yeah, you never kick a man while he's down and gone.
You just wait till he's back and then kick him.
And then you kick him, yeah. So we're going to see how long my OCD holds out. Due to the setup of the electrical needs here in the studio, we've switched sides. Which, for those of you who don't know me, I do have a little bit of the OCDs, and so we'll see how it goes.
Touch.
I'm going to tell you, so far so good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You will notice that I did change the cable color.
Of course.
I took blue with me. I couldn't be orange. That's ridiculous.
I love it.
How's your week going?
Man, it's a good week. It's we're recording Monday.
We are
instead of Tuesday this week, so that's kind of cool.
Had
a
make some
great
adjustments
weekend
for high school baseball. Thank you for your flexibility.
Yeah, gotta get the Cub out there playing ball.
Yeah, man. He plays tomorrow night, and I'm also doing double duty. I'm doing stadium announcing there for the Bandera Bulldogs. Pretty excited about that. So
that's
been
so
a lot
cool.
of fun. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
That's kind of a dream come true, though.
That is. That's actually what I very briefly went to college for.
Now, do you lean toward play-by-play or color commentary?
Well, I mean, oh man, I don't know. I would probably love to do play-by-play.
In your ideal, I know you're doing it for the stadium, so it's play-by-play. It's
We're not even doing play-by-play. It's really just like the
general announcement.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would probably prefer play-by-play.
Okay. See, I'd be color all the way.
Yeah, that is true. Did you listen to the Wing episode? What'd you think?
I thought it was great. Carson had some fantastic takes. He's completely right on bad vinegar being the original Buffalo.
Yeah. He's
flavor.
down to take you on in a wing eating contest. I'm just not sure how I'm going to afford 150 wings to settle this debut.
I tell you though, I mean he was talking about it, and I think his own estimation of himself was 50.
Yeah. That's a warm up for you.
Yeah, that's not that's not gonna. I mean, it might take me longer to eat mine, no doubt, but I would lap him.
Well, I think our thought was rather than make everybody watch you and Carson eat wings, that would be bad television. We may do another episode like we did at Cuarto de Kilo and just kind of do some highlights. And I'll moderate because I'm really trying to get my weight under control. And I know that I could eat far too many wings. I feel like I've got nothing left to prove at this point. So.
I don't feel like I have to prove it. I just I like winning.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing that he doesn't understand. I don't think you can understand as a teenager. Like he's just you just aren't going to lose. Like
no.
And two, there's this thing about, and if you've never in your life not been sure if or when your next meal will come,
yeah, absolutely,
that's a bit of a game.
It's
changer.
a whole different ballgame.
So
yeah,
we have a lot of fun to get into today. We've got some heated things that we're going to revisit here in a little bit. I'm going to update you on a change. I've had a fast food awakening.
I need to hear this.
So I'm going to share that with you. And then we're going to talk stuffed foods because we both love food, but the one thing better than regular food is food with another food in it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk.
At least one. And, let's turducken the thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, if we're already turducken, why not pack that inside of a pig carcass and just see what's happening. But something that we've been planning on doing for a while that we're gonna roll out for the first time here today. You and I on social media, 90%. I think the algorithm has figured us out. Safe to say. And so, like, most of our feed is other people doing food things.
Yes.
And so we thought it might be fun to do like some copycat stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show a reel of a guy on Facebook. He goes by the name Ninja Q. His name is Jordan Hanger. He puts out some really great stuff. But this recipe that we're gonna try today, they're called jalapeno popper pigs in a blanket, barbecue smoked jalapeno popper. Pigs in a blanket, and we both thought, well, if that's not Feed Your Fat Face, I don't know what is.
Right. I mean, if we're not trying that one, we're not. We need to hang it up.
Yeah. So we reached out to Jordan and we said, hey, would you mind if we featured you in an episode? He was gracious enough to say yes. You guys need to check out. We'll have him tagged in the show notes also. But just you can search at Ninja Q, JACUE at NinjaQ. He's also got a website, theninjaQ.com. He's got tons of great recipes.
Oh man, I rabbit holed the
rabbit hole a little bit. Yeah. So, but what we're going to do now is we're going to show you his reel, and then when you come back, we'll show you. Kevin actually copycatted this version, so we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. But here's Jordan Hanger of NinjaQ with some incredible jalapeno poppers.
Jalapeno poppers, pigs in a blanket. Why haven't I made these sooner? They're absolutely insane. You're gonna cut the tops and bottoms of your peppers, core them out, and make the filling. Filling is cream cheese, crispy bacon, cheddar cheese, and barbecue seasoning. Fill each pepper with the mix and place a little smoky in the middle. Then you're gonna wrap carefully with a piece of dough. You're gonna brush that with butter and smoke on your Pit Boss grills at 350 degrees. These are so good and a must make. They come out absolutely delicious each and every time.
Man, I feel like my accountability filter is going to go off. Bree's going to be texting in a minute and be like, "What are you watching?" So walk us through. You actually did the setup, so we saw Jordan's version of it.
Yeah.
But was it as simple and straightforward as it looked?
It was very simple, very straightforward. It's the jalapenos cut in half.
Seeded and
take the seeds, but cut them in half, and then you stuff them. You make a filling that is crushed up crumble bacon.
You're tripping over your words. That's how good that looked.
I am already drooling.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. The cream cheese, cheddar cheese. Oh, and a barbecue.
They smell amazing. I keep looking at them. I can't even.
Butter. The only thing I did differently than what he did is when I took them off the smoker, I thought they looked like they could use a little more butter, and so I bathed them again.
Jordan, forgive us for altering, but a little butter is always in case. So grab one of these things. Let's try it. I don't want to try this without you.
I don't know what barbecue seasoning he used. I didn't look that closely at it, but what I used was War Pig.
Holy crap. Okay, you guys got to go to his go to his site and watch the real, but you got to go to the ninjaq.com. I'm not exaggerating. This is one of the best appetizers I've ever had.
This is fantastic.
Holy moly. I'm going to tell you, and I eat a lot of jalapeno poppers. It's not close. This is the best jalapeno popper I've ever had. Remember how earlier we said we weren't just going to make people watch us eat for an hour?
Yeah.
But then you brought these and we decided we are.
How many? I don't know how many are left, but that's going to go to 0.
Yeah. I'm going to have one more and then I'm going to talk us through a podcast. But Jordan, well done. Bro. The NinjaQ indeed. Holy moly, this is incredible. You guys got to make this.
I mean the smoke, everything. Everything's there.
It's about to be barbecue season, so you need to get this recipe ready to go for your season opening. We'll make this for opening day. This would be outstanding. Hey, if you guys have other foods or other reels that you'd like us to try, hit us in the comments and let us know, or send us. You can still email us at eat@feedyourfatface.com. We'd love to see the recipes you'd want us to try.
I mean, these are fantastic. This is the rub that I used. War Pig ham grenade.
I feel like we're going to try more Jordan stuff just on the strength of these.
I am.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, whether we do it for the show or not is another story, but.
At NinjaQ on Instagram, and also find them on Facebook, and then theninjaq.com. We'll make sure that all that gets in there. But wow, that was incredible.
Those are fantastic.
The problem is, has the segment peaked? You know what I mean? Like we did it once, and
the bar is high.
The bar is high.
Okay, I'm.
That's outstanding stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'll say this. I'm going to throw this out there. Aaron's an actual chef. So, I mean, you've taught chefs, you've done all the stuff. When I am following somebody's recipe and it says, fill the jalapeno with whatever, I'm like, that's a subjective word. And when it says, so there are certain things like that I'm like,
I would say most chefs are like that though, unless you're cooking a really well-known recipe at a restaurant or something. You kind of cook with your heart.
Okay.
So well done, man.
Hey, thanks. All I did was barely follow directions.
Hey, you had a really cool opportunity this weekend.
I had a fun thing that I just walked into this weekend.
You made a connection for Feed Your Fat Face.
I did. We met at Traders Village here in San Antonio. It's a big swap meet.
Yeah. Flea
kind of
market.
place, flea market. Yeah. We were stopped by a representative from Kazi. It's a big chili organization to judge a chili cook-off.
Yeah.
And once they started talking to me and found out about Feed Your Fat Face and whatnot, they decided, hey, we don't want you to judge this round. We'd like you to come back and judge the final.
Yep.
And
oh, he's reaching into his bag. Oh, hey, for me?
for you.
Whoa, the Texas Open Chili Championship 20. Is that what that was? Really?
Yeah, it was points toward the national chili final in Terralingua.
Which we've been invited back to
We
judge.
have been invited as a team, as a Feed Your Fat Face team, to come back and judge not just the chili, but on Friday they do all the things that are non-chili.
Oh,
So there are salsa, wings, and beans.
I'm in.
And then they have a category of beaned chili or northern
Okay,
chili.
listen to me, Kevin. We're going to get into that in a minute, but let's keep it serious for now. We are going to rehash this bean debacle, and I'm ready for this. So we became members. What is membership in the Chili Appreciation Society?
Actually, we were declined for membership.
And that's
Because we are not cooking.
Oh,
That is for the cooks.
okay.
As traveling around and just tasting.
I feel so dejected.
Yeah, I was like, well, we could, does it do anything?
How many times do we have to cook in order to join? Like, we just cook chili once?
Yeah, we could do it once.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so
But we could do it if we want to cook. But if we're not cooking, we don't need to be members. And they're like, yeah, don't do that.
Okay, so here's what I want to stipulate. Well, you tell me. Okay, so how many recipes in the final round had beans in them?
Zero.
And
there
why
were
is that?
23
Right.
samples
Why do you think that is?
because it was chili.
What kind of chili?
It was a chili cook-off.
What
and
kind
it
of
was
chili
real,
specifically does their website state
real
that they are?
chili. Texas
That's not what it
chili.
says. Texas chili.
says
So
Texas
here's the
chili.
thing where Kevin thought he had me in an aha moment.
No.
I never denied the existence of a class of people who think that chili without beans is better. I recognize that within all of the chilies, there is this subset of chili called Texas chili, which doesn't have beans. And what gets me is, like, in everything else that Texas does, they assume that putting Texas in the name makes it the best.
As it does.
So you're a Rangers fan now. I'm glad to know. I'll take all of your Astros merch.
So I had AI go through our chili episode
Of course you did.
and our following episode.
Yep.
And look for any mention at any point in either episode of the word Texas.
No, I'm not saying that I said Texas in that episode. I'm saying that my point was not.
I just like how you grew goalposts and moved them.
I'm not moving the goalposts. Obviously, there are people like you who are wrong and insist that chili needs to have beans. I just think it's ridiculous. I want to live in a world where there's enough room in the chili bowl for beans as well. And so you keep having your nuanced chili, and I'll have my inclusive, open-minded chili. How about that?
That was fantastic. I'm so glad you came up with that. Well, Kazi, yes, they do.
I have to be really careful because I don't want to, like, cost us any partnerships or anything. So
they do lean toward and sponsor, not sponsor, but they promote the Texas chili, which is beanless, which is real chili.
So you will know.
And they are the Chili Appreciation Society International.
Based out of Texas.
Yeah.
I do want to say, I think that I'm not, like, of the two of us, you're the bravado. Like, you tend to be the confident one, and I'm not. This is one of those where, like, I recognize that I'm probably even in the minority with my chili stance. I just don't care. I think I'm right.
That's a great place to be.
Yeah, so
be
that's where I
and
am.
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Bring
Like,
on the
I have
beans.
no problem with that.
What would they do if in the final round they put all of the chilies in front of me and I added beans to one? I was just like, let me try that, mix that right
Well,
up.
you'd probably be removed as a judge.
Yeah.
But
Almost worth it.
they do have a beaned category. So they do at the Terralingua final event, final tasting.
Yeah. Well,
But we've been asked to come be taste testers for the finals of every event.
There's no hope of me losing weight ever.
Well, it's not until November.
Yeah. How much weight do you think you can gain in a weekend?
Bet we find out.
I bet we find out. So I got to update you on some fast food stuff.
I got to
man.
hear this. So you had a fast food epiphany?
I did. And here's the thing I still want to say, because everybody's going to think I'm flip-flopping and waffling and blah, blah, blah.
Moving the goalposts.
I still think that McDonald's, I actually think that it tastes good. It's enjoyable, and it's up until recently very consistent. But I've noticed the last 2 times, and we happen to eat a lot of McDonald's because after Carson's football or baseball games, where all these small towns are driving home, they're the only thing open at 10. And so towns tend to have either a Whataburger or a McDonald's.
Right.
And so we
Especially towns that small.
right. And so that's why we're there. I have noticed, now McDonald's denies this, but it doesn't matter to me whether they deny it or not. Their burgers even within the last year have gotten markedly smaller. Like markedly smaller. So the double quarter pounder is the size of what used to be a double cheeseburger.
Well, you're not the only person noticing that.
Correct. Now they're trying to pretend like it's not happening. So for me, it became, okay, dude, you're charging me more and giving me less.
Right.
And I'm not for that.
What do they call that? Shrinkflation?
Shrinkflation.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, I'm not allowed to refill my soda anymore. Like
Wait, when did that happen?
Yeah,
I don't go to McDonald's, so I don't know.
There was a big thing. They took out the soda fountain.
Really?
Only a person at the counter can fill your soda. They don't have a register open anymore. It's all order at the kiosk.
There's no... Wow.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, I don't know, man. And then here's the other thing. Last time I think we talked, and I still throw a little shade at their fries, but last time we talked fast food, I was really anti-Burger King. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a small town thing, but we have a Burger King in Bandera.
Okay.
It's really good. Like, really good.
Well, part of that's going to be the quality of whatever they order.
Right.
And part of that is going to be the preparation.
It just tastes like hometown, man. And I don't know. Maybe it's just your taste buds change, but it from a perceived value standpoint and everything.
Bro, I've been telling you for years, stop going to McDonald's.
Yeah, I may be there, man. It tastes good, but I just can't get over it.
I think it tastes familiar to you. I don't think you actually think it tastes good.
Bro, we took me and Carson and his girlfriend went to McDonald's, and it was like $47 for 3 of us to eat.
When dinner. You could go to a real place.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere is more expensive, right? But that's not far off from Chili's.
Right.
So, I don't know. Where you at, Mickey D's?
Yeah, we're not getting a Mickey D's sponsorship anyway. So,
yeah.
I mean.
And I can't do Jack in the Box. I'm not a stoner. And that's, they unabashedly market to that.
Oh, I mean, they've got a
100%.
Yeah.
So, well, is there anything else we need to recap on before we jump into talking a little bit of stuffed foods?
No, I mean, like I said, I had a fantastic weekend getting to do the chili cook-off.
That was a really cool thing. I wish I could have been there Sunday.
Man, it was so cool.
We had something going on at church, so I couldn't be there to join you, but what a cool deal.
Yeah, there's another one coming up. I've been talking to the guy who's in charge of getting taste testers, getting the judges, and we've been invited to do one in March as well here in town. It's what he called a small cook, so it'll probably only be about 50 cooks or so.
Oh, only 50.
There were almost 110 at this deal this weekend.
There's this whole chili sub-society that I didn't even know existed.
There is. They had booths set up. They have to cook it on site.
Were there cauldrons?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
Now with 23,
could you sneak a bean in? Like, are you saying? Can you guarantee me there wasn't a single bean on site?
Yeah, I think so. I genuinely think so. There were 23 in the final round, and I was really, the higher in competition that you get, the smaller the separation is between, the products. There were 3 that stood out as definitely the bottom 3
of the
23.
Okay.
And then there were 4 that stood out as the top tier. And the rest was so close as to just kind of get lost in itself. But the 4 that stood out.
After 23, did you kind of go, like, how do you keep your palate fresh?
Crackers and water.
Oh, okay.
Really dry crackers.
God, you must have been so full at the end. Yeah, forgot what I was dealing with.
I asked for more.
So, so the concept of stuffed foods came about. I think it just honestly just popped into my mind, and I just thought, I think I was looking at pictures from a trip we took to San Diego, my wife and I, or my kids and I, and there's a place called Roberto's Tacos Del Mar right outside of Torrey Pines, and it was so good. And so it got me thinking about burrito. Funny, even the name, like burrito is burro, in Ito is little, so little donkey is what it's named for. So it's just like a pack mule. They're just like put a bunch of crap in it, and let it carry it, fill it up. And so I started thinking about burritos, but I just thought this time, a lot of times I try to do like some historical, where did the concept come from? And I think we could, blah, blah, blah. People needed portable food. That's where it came from. But I thought this time, let's just have fun with it. Like, let's just talk about stuffed food. So, do you obviously jalapeno poppers? These jalapeno poppers are a brand new favorite stuffed food.
Fantastic. Who doesn't like a stuffed food? There's a whole market of Hot Pockets. The whole thing.
Jim Gaffigan has literally built his career on the back of stuffed foods.
Of making fun of Hot Pockets. Yeah. Not just stuffed foods, just...
How do you feel about the ham and cheese Hot Pocket?
I don't eat Hot Pockets.
You don't eat Hot Pockets at all?
No.
You don't even eat the pizza one?
No.
Why?
Pepperoni.
What if I had a sausage one?
Probably. Well, probably not, but if I were going to have one, that would be the one. I just don't eat them.
Interesting. All of a sudden, you're a food snob.
No, I'm definitely not a food snob. You've seen me eat.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like you are. You turning down a Hot Pocket. But I don't know. I don't know who you are anymore. I wrote down, so do you consider our deviled eggs a stuffed food?
No.
Really?
No.
They're their own category or what?
Yeah, it's kind of its own thing because it's not stuffed inside of something else.
Because it's just, it's itself
to me, there are
levels
of stuffed food, with the high level being like cordon bleu.
I put cordon bleu on my list.
So that's like...
It's like chicken with ham and cheese, and then it's breaded and then it's fried. And we always make this I make this little dip with it. There's mayonnaise and like stone ground mustard.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like fancy.
Yep.
And then you get down to Hot Pockets and Pop-Tarts on the other end.
What about the various, I think of stuffed foods, would you consider like the various balls, like mac and cheese balls, stuffed food?
Not
or that's
really.
just food balls?
It's just a fried ball food.
Empanadas.
Yeah, that'd be stuffed food.
Yeah, okay. I like a good empanada. What about egg rolls? No. Is it just like an Asian empanada?
No, that's a wrapped food.
Well, isn't that what an empanada is?
Yeah, but aren't empanadas usually pressed? So
I
I'm thinking like ravioli empanada. Yeah, it's a small distinction.
Hairs.
It's a small distinction.
What about stuffed French toast? Are you putting that in the same place?
Yeah, I'd go with stuff. I mean, where you cut the bread, you fill it up, and you kind of seal it. And
is the difference then between that and the deviled eggs that with the French toast you're stuffing it with something else, whereas with a deviled egg you're just putting itself back in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you found a way to close the egg, then it's a stuffed food.
I'd eat that too, but
it's a stuffed food.
Of course.
Okay. Rouladen?
Oh, and it's a roll.
It's a roll.
Yeah. No.
It's delicious.
It's an amazing food.
I just like to talk about it. What about enchiladas? Are enchiladas a stuffed food?
I'm going to go with rolled again.
My whole list is a lie.
So I'm going to say things like egg rolls, burritos. I'm going to say all of those are
calzones.
Calzones is stuffed food.
Stromboli.
Yeah, when they're sealed, then yes.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. I feel like there's not a lot of consistency in your metric. I feel like you're just winging it.
Well, some of it I'm drooling on myself.
Yeah, I just feel like you're doubling back. Or what about a pie with a lid on it? Like if it's like a
pot pie?
Like a pot pie, or sometimes there's like an apple pie and it has a crust on top too. Stuffed food?
No, it's a pie.
Okay. Pot pie?
No.
Not a stuffed food. You're being more careful now.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm still shooting from the hip.
Cream-filled donuts.
Yes, stuffed food.
That's delicious. Risotto balls, you still say no?
Yeah, I'm saying no.
Yeah. Again, not that they're a bad food.
No.
They're just not a stuffed food.
They're not a stuffed food.
Hear me. Risotto ball inside of a mac and cheese ball.
Well, then absolutely it's stuffed food.
Yeah, I would try that actually.
I think that should be tried immediately.
Okay, let's get to some things. How do you feel about stuffed cheeseburgers?
Overrated.
What
Usually the meat doesn't survive well.
What would you stuff a cheeseburger with? Gun to your head, you've got to do this. What are you stuffing?
What I would stuff it with would be onions, garlic butter, and maybe some mushrooms.
Swiss?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would be okay with jalapenos, sharp cheddar cheese.
I think the onions, because that's going to be the thing that's going to keep the meat from drying out. Usually in a stuffed burger, the meat in the middle where the stuffing is gets very tough.
What if it's just like cheese?
They usually get tough in the middle.
I don't know that I agree, but I'm not willing to fight you on it. Stuffed meatloaf?
Okay.
Do you like meatloaf?
Love meatloaf.
Yeah. I love meatloaf.
Yeah. It's the worst named great food there is.
Yeah. Do you prefer a burrito or a chimichanga?
Chimmy.
You like things fried?
Love fried.
See, I think I prefer burrito.
Really?
Yeah. Now, Chewy's has the Chewy Changa. I always get them to sub fajita beef instead of ground beef.
Yeah.
Magical.
Fajita chicken.
They'll just top it with queso right there on top.
Fajita chicken is
The second best protein to put inside a Chewy Changa.
I'll go. Okay.
Let's see, what else did I put on here? What about stuffed shells?
Yeah.
Like the Italian dish?
Yeah.
You hesitated.
It's not really a stuffed food, but it is. That's the name of it.
Yeah. I thought we were going to have more controversy on this, but we seem to be. What do you think lends itself to stuffed foods better? Sweet, savory?
No, they're both. They both can do really well.
They're both strong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would allow
And
that.
when you think about it, a cordon bleu and a cream-filled donut, both amazing.
Yeah, beef Wellington, stuffed food?
Yes.
Maybe the pinnacle of stuffed food.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
And because of that last, yeah, it is. It's stuffed food.
Yeah, I agree with you. 100%.
We need to make a beef Wellington.
Man, that's a lot of work.
That's.
I'm afraid Gordon Ramsay would find out and yell at me about it.
I welcome him.
Yeah.
Come on and yell at us, Gordon.
Don't yell at me, Gordon. I'm emotionally fragile. No, it's for real though. Are there any foods any stuffed foods that you think of that I forgot?
No, I can't think of any that you forgot. I mean, it's personal preference, like everything that's food. I'm sure somebody might try these and be like, yeah, that's not my flavor. That's not my whatever.
Does every culture have a stuffed food?
I have no idea.
Pierogies, is that a stuffed food?
Pierogies are stuffed?
Yeah. Usually like a potato in there or something. I mean, not a whole potato, but like.
Potato it up.
Yeah, potato it up indeed. Potato it up indeed. I found some interesting things in the news, and I think you've got one.
I've got a couple things that I found. I found an ad for a product, a kitchen product.
Hey, real quick, I want to acknowledge, I really thought we were going to get some controversy in the stuffed food thing. Yeah, here's the thing, people, this is real life. Sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't.
I really thought after the chili thing, we would find controversy in anything.
I think it's just that I'm so resolute in my... What could you stuff chili in other than your chili hole?
Yeah, well, if you could find a way to stuff it in cornbread, a cornbread chili bowl.
I feel like you could figure out a way to do that.
I think that'd be amazing.
Maybe that's what we try next.
Hey, I'm willing to try and fail that many times.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking you may have to freeze a chili, like a scoop of chili, and then
you're going to deep fry it.
Dough it. Of course you're going to deep fry it.
Yep. Well, I'm not sure that I was going to, but
so anyway, I saw this ad for a kitchen product, and it is a slow cooker that is shaped as like a toilet, in whatever color you want to buy it in. If you invite me somewhere and you are serving things out of a toilet slow cooker, I'm leaving.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
We had the church that I was youth pastor at. The senior pastor would bring all of the associate pastors over. We did this discipleship thing, and everybody would bring a meal. And his wife is like one of the best entertainers. She's just always just classy, just like over the top. Everything's always thought out and every detail. Just really, really cute. That's wretched. Really cute, and she just went over the top, right? So everybody, you knew that. Like if she was hosting an event, you brought your best because.
Oh, sure.
And so this one guy showed up with Spam loaf for her, and she was mortified. She didn't know where she didn't know where to put it.
Did she just point?
We were all like, "What is your problem, dude?
Did he think that was that?
He
his
thought it
best?
was hilarious.
Oh, it was a joke to him.
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious.
That's not cool.
It's not cool. Yeah, you win.
There's a place for that.
Sure,
but that's not it.
That was not it.
No,
that was not it.
Okay,
I got a couple for you. You ready?
Yeah, I have one more. Whenever you're.
You go.
So okay, we talked about shrinkflation a little bit. Let's just be upfront. The economy is what the economy is. Times are tight for a lot of people.
Yeah, we're not making that political. It's just reality.
Right. There was an interview that I watched on I think it was CNBC or MSNBC with the CEO of Kellogg's. He was talking about how good it is for him that people are.
I saw this article.
Having cereal for dinner as a necessity.
Right.
And they're starting a marketing campaign toward that.
Yeah, because my wife will have cereal for dinner because she enjoys it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A bowl of Frosted Flakes for dinner because...
I don't even eat cereal for breakfast.
You know what? I have had it at times out of necessity because that's all I had.
I have not, other than in a treat, like a Rice Krispie treat.
Okay.
I've not had a bowl of cereal. It's going to be easily 28 years.
Wow.
I may have had one. I may have had one like my first year of marriage, but I can't confirm it. So there's a chance that it's 21 years, but I feel like
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm indifferent.
Yeah, you're not a breakfast person as a whole. In
Correct.
general.
The whole genre can just...
Yeah. Whereas I have bacon and eggs 3 or 4 nights a week.
Yeah. I'll eat a BLT for breakfast.
Okay. I can get behind that.
But breakfast, I'm just like... Ugh.
But yeah, so the whole thing was that, hey, this is great for us. And it was... I watched the interview. It was framed to him as a... Hey, people are struggling and having cereal for dinner. And he was like, yeah, it's great.
I have so many thoughts, but none of them would be unpolitical. And so...
Well, I mean, anyway, it is what it is.
It's
yes, the CEO of a company is supposed to hope this company does well and try to drive it that way.
But you can communicate sympathy.
A little humanity.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Let's jump to yours.
Well, I'm going to go out of order because playing right along in that. I found this. Americans are currently spending the biggest share of their income on food in 3 decades. And so I think what you're seeing there is the percent change in price of food since 1992. So some things like ground beef at one point was 200% over what it was in 2002. And so I can post this. This is courtesy of CBS News, but how unbelievable is that, man?
It's completely believable. I have seen, and I don't know, like I would never have thought to do this. I've seen people that have been shopping at like Costco.
Yep.
And they will buy an item and then post the picture from the year before.
Oh, Bree does that.
Buying the same item.
Yeah.
Bree does that. Why does she, like, what triggered her to do that?
Because we just noticed our money going a lot less
shorter.
Far. Yeah. Here was the article. It said between groceries and restaurants, Americans are spending more of their income on food than they have in 30 years, according to the latest data from the USDA. U.S. consumers spend more than 11% of their disposable income on eating, whether that's at home or at a restaurant in 2022, the highest percentage since 91. This is really a metric that's about the share of our disposable personal income, which the USDA tracks, and which recently was at essentially a 31-year high, according to Jesse Newman of the Wall Street Journal. Consumers are telling us that they're starting to do things like forego treats when they go out to eat, so they'll share a meal, or they won't buy booze, or they won't buy dessert. So they're starting off as an uphill battle. You add to that consumers are paying nearly 20% more for the same basket of groceries as they were in 2021.
Yeah, if you're getting the same size portions at the grocery store, whatever, if it's the same size containers or whatever, it's costing a fortune more. And if it costs anywhere close to the same, you're getting less.
So these are the things like we're we're going to work. So preface all this. Kevin and I work very hard at not bringing politics into this podcast because we feel like this should be a safe place from that. It should just be a place to enjoy food.
Right.
There are a lot of factors at play in this. And so you're seeing everything from the cost of oil and gas, which then trickles back to the cost of producing a barrel or a gallon of gas. You're seeing this, which impacts transportation costs.
If it costs me more to bring a box taxes, to you, then you have to pay more for the box.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize drought impacts everything, and we've been one of the worst we've had in a long time. But what's also compounding it right now is that there is not a corresponding correction in salary. In fact, one of the things I read further down in that article from CBS was that the restaurant industry says their labor costs are higher than they've ever been, which is what is forcing restaurant costs to go up as well.
Okay, this is another thing I didn't necessarily want to bring it up today, but
we didn't have controversy anywhere else. Let's lean into this.
Have you seen the video of, I don't know if he's DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever, he's standing at a door, and he's telling whoever's filming him, if you're not going to tip me, I'm taking your groceries back. I'm canceling your order. He's yelling at her. I have not. The whole thing. So he's telling this to a lady who's obviously in her doorway. And he's like, you're not going to tip. You don't have a cash tip, whatever. And he's unloaded. It looks like a stack of packages of bottled water. And then he said, then I'm taking this back. And he pulls up his phone. He's like, I'm going to cancel your order. And boom, canceled. And he starts loading it back in the car. He's like, you can go get it yourself. And she's like, I don't tip for this. She's like, there's a service. You're paid to do whatever. The tip is my, whether I tip or not is up to me.
Wow.
And so, not saying anything about that video. I mean, it's a snapshot in time of their time that none of us were there for. However, you've worked in restaurants. I've worked in restaurants. I've worked in bars. Tipping is a real thing.
It is.
And there are plenty of people that make $2.13 an hour and would not be able to survive without tips.
Yep.
However, there are a lot of people that ask for tips that shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think that's one of the downsides ever since 2020 is we went to I'm getting asked for tips on things that I've never paid tips before.
Well,
they just turn the little reader around, and I'm
in 2020, everybody also got $3 $1,400 checks from the government,
right,
or whatever it was.
And they all spent them responsibly and saved them, and
set
themselves
paid
up for
debt.
future gain.
Yeah, investments and paid down debt.
100%. It's totally responsible. I think this comes back to for me. Food is something that I love and that I enjoy, and I guess it's sad to me in a way that we're beginning to see that place where people are having to forego some of the experience.
So tell me about so where I was going with that. If you go out to a restaurant, when you go out, I've been out with you, so I know the answer to this. You're a generous tipper. But when you look at, okay, I've got $50 for the meal, or I've got $50 for the timeout.
Yeah.
How do you budget that? If that's your $50, what is your cut of it?
If all I have is $50,
$50,
then we're probably going to a place that you wouldn't tip. We're going to go to
fast food,
Chick-fil-A or a
buffet style something.
Yep. Unless it's just me and Bree, and we can go into Longhorn Cafe here in town, and we can both get a burger for and be out for $25 or whatever, then we'll go somewhere like that. But I have to be able to get, and for me, I'm a minimum is 20%.
Okay.
That's just the cost of doing business. I typically am well beyond that.
What does it take for you to go under that?
If you're like rude to my family, I'll go to 15%. 15% is cost of doing business. It's just
okay. So 15% is you just figure that in as part of part 100%. Of the thing.
For me, I figure in 20.
So it's not like if service wasn't great, you're 5%.
Yeah, if service is just not even good, I get if service is, I'm just like, man, that wasn't really great. You're gonna get 20%. If service is great, I'll go way beyond that. If service is bad, I'll go 15%. And I'll usually I've quit saying things about it because I don't want people to get fired.
Right. You would say something after you had paid for the meal.
After I paid for the meal. I'm far more inclined now to say something when service was really good. To find a manager and go, hey, you've got a server over there who's just crushing it.
Okay.
That's just personal.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think
we do at work. We talk about how I work in an industry. We focus on poverty alleviation, and food is a big part of that. And we talk about food in poverty versus in affluence, and the way that we look at food. And one of the things that is a trademark of the upper middle class and the wealthy is that food is about the experience. It's about the
yes.
But I guess that's what I mean is like it feels like we're gonna see a shift away from that to where now we're just back to sustenance eating, which is there's probably health in that. It's probably good.
You think that I don't see that ever going away.
Well, I feel like I think it's true. I think a smaller percentage of the overall society will be able to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
absolutely,
what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
No, because I know of some very wealthy neighborhoods.
Right.
And there are more houses being built than
Correct.
are currently in the neighborhood. And kind of thing. So yes, the economy is bad for a lot of people, but not for everyone.
Not for everybody. Kevin, can I interest you in a chizza? If you're in the mood for Italian, Kentucky Fried Chicken rolls out the chizza, a fried chicken and pizza hybrid nationwide.
No.
If you can't make up your mind between pizza and chicken parm, let KFC offer you a solution, the chizza. The fast food chain is preparing to release a brand new menu item called the chizza, a tempting amalgamation of two mealtime staples, pizza and the chicken parm. It goes on to say that the item features two white meat, extra crispy fried chicken fillets with marinara sauce, mozzarella cheese, and your personal favorite pepperoni. New item will be available in KFC locations across the U.S. starting today. You in?
Pass.
Oh, look at that! What if we went to the Chizzeria though?
I'll sit in the car.
You'll sit in the car. Okay, I'm striking out here. Let's see. Starbucks has a new latte. It's in China to celebrate the Lunar New Year. You ready?
Do I still have to order it dumb?
Starbucks launches pork-flavored latte in China, and it's getting a pig reaction. A few select Starbucks in China offering a unique ode to Lunar New Year, a limited edition beverage whose name translates to Abundant Year Savory Latte. It's a sweet and smoky drink that infuses its coffee with pork flavors, inspired by Dong Po braised pork, a dish served during traditional family gatherings.
Even if this was at a coffee place I went to, I wouldn't order it.
It is garnished with a piece of pork belly, cost you $9.45. Maybe we can go grab a chichenitza those are ruins. Those are Mayan ruins. Chichen Itza. We can go grab a chizza at the Chizzeria, then swing on by Starbucks, pick up a pork latte.
We cannot. It's a good thing you've got other friends.
Bro, I have no interest in that pork. You talked about tasting like the ham water, like crockpot ham water. Yeah. They literally made a latte out of it.
I think that's proof that China has us wiretapped.
Man. So tell me, looking back, is there anything else that we need to cover?
Actually, I am going to flash back to we talked about it a little bit, the episode where we talked about all the bad ingredients, all the stuff. Japan just passed a new law that U.S. cereals aren't allowed to be imported into Japan anymore.
How do you like that, Mr. Kellogg?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not.
That's why he's hawking it for dinner.
Yeah, well, we just lost that market.
Yeah.
Instead of making it more responsibly, they.
Congratulations on the Cossie judging, man.
That was fun, man. It was really cool. Enjoy your cup, and
I will enjoy my cup. We'll go down to Terlingua. Hey, again, big thanks out to @NinjaQ on Instagram. Go follow that dude. Go follow Jordan Hanger.
Yeah,
check out his recipes. Go to his website, theninjaq.com. We'll have that in the show notes, so you can go check him out. But Jordan, thanks for letting us use your recipe. Dynamite work, dude. Absolute dynamite work. And if
you're on Jordan's page and you're noticing because he's been tagged in something, give us a follow, give us a shot, and hopefully we'll see y'all soon.
Yeah, baseball season's right around the corner, professional baseball season, so we'll probably have an opening day episode coming up quick. If you don't mind, if you're watching us, wherever you're watching us or listening to us, take a second, like, subscribe, follow, and share. It really does help us out a ton. More than that, it just means a lot.
It really does.
It means a lot that you guys would tune in. So, Kevin, tell them what they need to do, man.
Fatties, keep your grills hot and your beer cold.
Hey, we appreciate you guys. We will see you next week.